Hello and welcome to my channel Abrar Rashid Official. In today's video, we will discuss we means you and I. We will discuss, rather, we will dissect the statements and revelations of one of the top generals of India that he made yesterday while he was addressing to Indians, Federation of Indian Chambers and Commerce and Industries, FCCI or FICCI, whatever it is. But before that, it is very important that we discuss some of the very basic and important issues and some background. It was Indian Air Chief Marshal, I think his name is, because I'm very bad at Indian names, his name is Amarpreet Singh. He is Indian Air Chief Marshal. First, he said in a meeting, in a ceremony, he was basically criticizing Indian government for providing inadequate funds to the Air Force and delay in provision of some of the aircraft and some other defense related equipment to the Indian Air Force. The moment he started criticizing Indian government, a junior officer came to him and he said, "Sir, your coffee is ready." So that means he was stopped, or he was asked not to criticize Indian government in a very polite manner. Then came the Indian Chief of Defense Staff, General Anil Chauhan. While talking to Bloomberg in Singapore or somewhere, he said, and he rather revealed that it wasn't important that how many aircraft India lost. Important is that we have learned lesson from our mistakes and we corrected them within 48 hours. Then came a low-level defense attaché to Indonesia. He said in a recent seminar, I think 3-4 days ago, he said that it was Indian government that constrained Indian army. So that's why, in other words, India lost the war. And then government issued some clarification about it. We all know about it. And now it is Deputy Chief of Army Staff, Indian Deputy Chief of Army Staff, Rahul Singh. I would say that he was basically telling true lies, true lies, because his lies were wrapped in some sort of little bit truth. This is what can I say about it, but basically I will try and dissect his revelations into three parts. One was basically admission, and second was his claims, and third is his complaints or suggestions. We don't see army officers, professional army officers, criticizing their own government at any public forum. We haven't seen it, at least in Pakistan, especially when it comes to military affairs or war affairs. We all know that in Pakistan, our army is somewhat infamous for its meddling into Pakistan's political affair, but we haven't seen such a statement from any army officer so far that in which he can blame all the failings of any military operation on political government. It was in the past, it was other way around. But what he said in his admission that China was providing real-time information to Pakistan, and so much so that General Singh went on to say that China gave a borrowed knife to Pakistan, or Pakistan had a borrowed knife to stab India. In other words, he was claiming that China was giving real-time information to Pakistan, and he said that in his statement, he said that it was two fronts on which India was fighting this war, and this is absolutely incorrect because it was Pakistan that was fighting against India and it wasn't China, although it is a fact that Pakistan was using Chinese air defense system, Chinese aircraft, but on the other hand, we can also say that India was using a French aircraft, Russian aircraft, and we cannot blame French government or Russian government for meddling into India-Pakistan war or participating in India-Pakistan war. And General Singh forgot to say one thing, that it was Israel which was very much supporting India in this war, which ended on 10th of May. Because we all know that India was using Israeli drones, and Indian media reported that as many as 28 Indian technicians were, Israeli technicians were in India who were helping Indian air defense personnel or air defense system. So this is another incorrect statement. Now let me very briefly tell you what happened before that 6th and 7th May. On 30th of April, 8 days after Pahalgam incident, Indian government removed its general, whose name is Lieutenant General Suchindra Kumar. He was commanding Northern Command, which looks after Jammu, Indian held Jammu and Kashmir. So he was commander of Northern Command, and he was removed from his post. Lieutenant General, like Corps Commander, he was removed on 30th of April. And on 2nd of May, 5 days prior to Indian attacks on Pakistan, India removed its defense intelligence chief, apparently or allegedly for raw leaks, Lieutenant General D.S. Rana. He was removed and reportedly sent to Andaman Island. Now we come back to another aspect, that General Rana was removed on 2nd, and you know that General Rahul Singh made this statement, or rather allegation, that China was actually involved in this war, which is, like I said, it is incorrect. Then he went on to say that I think he was trying to find excuses for the loss India suffered, that and then I will tell you about another claim that he claimed in his arguments or in his statements or during his revelations, that it was DGMO Pakistan who requested India to go for ceasefire. And on the other hand, it was Donald Trump, American president, who in his own social media message broke the news that he was up all night and finally he was succeeded to effect a ceasefire between two nuclear states, that is India and Pakistan. And everybody in the world knows, so it is kind of brushing things under the carpet by none other than Deputy Chief of Army Staff in India. The other thing that I would like to dissect or speak about, that every Indian general who spoke in public about this war, shortcomings or their successes, whatever they were, every general had one thing in common, and that was complaining about government's indifference towards its defense. Like their Air Chief Marshal said the same thing, their Chief of Defense Staff said the same thing, and now General Singh. He was basically addressing the members of Chamber of Commerce and Industries in India, and he was complaining about lack of research and development timeline, and that military wasn't getting appropriate equipment and whatever is needed, and their defense budget is not as high as it should be, and they were not properly prepared for the war, and basically they were blaming the government. In other words, Indian army for the first time in their history has come out at different stages to blame the government, indirectly saying that it was the war that was started to get some or political gains. That is the crux of the matter. And it seems Indian armed forces have decided to, you know, reveal or decided to explain to the public, Indian people and Indian media, and that Indian government is trying to get domestic political gains while using its military to initiate a war with Pakistan. And obviously they have admitted more than once that it was China's high-tech war equipment, whether it's a air defense system, whether it's a integrated air defense system, whether it's Pakistani missiles, Pakistani aircraft. They were much superior than the Indian air defense system, and Pakistan was getting real-time information about their aircraft, about their military assets, about their movement, and so on. So I think this is time for Indian media, Indian government, Indian military brass to sit together, think about it, that who is hell-bent to wage war between two nuclear powers who happen to be neighbors. And if such eventuality happens, who will suffer? It will be Indian and Pakistani people. Mind you, we all know that Pakistan is a country of 250 million people. On the other hand, India is a country of population wise, it's a country of like 130, 1.3 billion people. On the other hand, Indian army officers complain about that people think that our army strength is twice as much of Pakistan, and we have to fight on three fronts, like one front is with Pakistan, the other is on China, north in China, on China's front, and the third one, they often indirectly mention, that is towards northeast, towards Bangladesh. Well, this is what Indian general had to say, and I think they are mocking themselves, and they are, with their statements publicly, they are trying to imply that this is time that Indian armed forces get an upper hand over Indian government or over Indian politicians, which according to them, they don't say it publicly, but in their private conversations, they say that it's Modi's government which wants war, not peace. On the other hand, Army, Air Force, and Navy, they continuously say that they are ill-equipped. They are not ready for any long war. They are not provided with the proper equipment in time. They lack proper funding. Whatever it is, but the fact of the matter is that everyone in the world, every country in the world, except Indian government, believes that Pakistan won the first phase of war. I hope there won't be any second phase. Until the next video, take care. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, support it. Thank you very much.